Today I fucked up by telling my wife I support the option of abortion for our possible third child. Throwaway account. Last night I got a text at work with a picture attached of a pregnancy test with the faintest hint of a second line appearing. For those who don't know, the second line on this specific test means she's pregnant. So I immediately started stressing out and think about money, time, and the amount of work it'd have to do to support a third. Now, I absolutely love my other 2 kids, but it is a lot of work. I don't think I could mentally handle another child at this point. She's been on birth control for a few months to prevent this, and it was effective for years before we had our first child, which was planned. Both were planned. It's a very small chance still she's actually pregnant, but the situation still stands. I asked why she took a pregnancy test in the first place, just out of curiosity. Then, I said that we should talk about our options now just in case she does turn out to be pregnant. Now, I never actually said anything about an abortion. She started off by saying she's not getting an abortion unless the baby is threatening her life. I respond to that with, we just can't have another one, I don't think I can emotionally handle it. Now today she is acting all pissed off at me, but the kind of pissed where she just stays quiet. I asked what's wrong and she replied with, are we really going to pretend that what happened last night didn't happen? So now I don't know what to do because she won't just accept my stance on abortions. I'm not trying to persuade her into it or anything. I respect what she wants to do with her body. She says she's disgusted with me for even thinking it's okay after having 2 kids, but then she just said she's understanding of other moms that get abortions. I am just very confused. Too long did not read. I beat around the bush of abortion with my wife about our possible third child and now she's pissed off at me for being disgusting. Get a vasectomy done. Now. Yeah, if you're done then get a vasectomy. Maybe an unpopular opinion here, I'm a woman, wife, mom. But you are allowed to have your own emotions and feelings about an unplanned pregnancy. Just because you aren't physically carrying the child doesn't mean you can't have an opinion or natural response as the father and husband. Families are partnerships. Full stop. You and she are each entitled to your feelings, opinions, and analyses. You need to have a conversation with one another. Also, and I say this with zero condescension or stigma attached, you too should consider seeing a couples or marriage and family therapist, MFT, if it's within your means. Couples therapy can be an extremely valuable tool for developing communication skills as a family and also for dealing with extremely difficult, emotionally charged issues like this. Dude, if you already got 2 kids and feel that strongly about not wanting any more, go and get snipped. You're really playing with fire. I'm so confused why this conversation happened via texts. Even if my wife texted a positive pregnancy text to me, she wouldn't, it's a bigger deal than a text, I'd immediately call her. Like what? She told you she was pregnant through a text message while you were at work? That's more of a wait until you're home and sitting down kind of a conversation. That sucks. Pretty unlikely to have a false positive pregnancy test, but it is possible. Would strongly suggest the big V if you're that against kids in the future. You're gonna have to apologize and clarify with her if it went down the way you worded it here, then it's an understandable emotional moment and hopefully she can see that. You seem like you care and understand the issue. Surely that will come across. Best of luck though, if she is. You're not wrong to be distressed about that. Today I fucked up by overestimating a guy's capacity to take a hint. Hi. I'm bored again so here's another story. Edit. Obligatory happened many years ago. I had a major crush on this guy from college who joined the same gym as me. I even read up and watched a few cricket matches to strike up conversation. I had my sources. Now, after 6 months of flirting I was still not sure if he was interested in me or not. He made replies like, too bad nobody wants to date me, to comments like, you'd make a great boyfriend. I mean, low self-esteem sucks, but this is just next level oblivious. When a woman is so obviously interested in you to the point where she enjoys hearing you ramble about stuff that flies right over her head, you have to be really dumb to not get it. So I decided enough was enough. There was this cricket league he really likes but happens at an odd hour, standard time difference, and my parents happened to be going out for the night, so I called him and invited him to watch the match. The following conversation ensued. Me. Bring protection. Him. What protection? Like a helmet? Me. If my team wins, I fuck you, and if your team wins, you can fuck me. Him. Lol, okay. We'll see. 5 hours of cuddling, pizza and cricket later. Me. Okay, I guess you win. Whispers seductively, I'm all yours. We start making out. 15 minutes later. Me. Okay, where's the condom? Him. Me. You brought one, right? Him. No. Me. But I asked you to bring one. Him. I thought you were just kidding? You need to be clearer about your intentions. Me. Motherfu. Anyway, that's the story of my attempted fist time with my now husband. Of course, I learned later it was due to low self-esteem after being overweight and not having a girlfriend through high school that he assumed any woman he met was not interested in him. I still like to listen to him ramble about stuff I barely understand because that's the cutest it is physically possible to get. I'm gonna leave this message for all the people bashing me or women in general for not being direct enough. Women are not this storehouse of infinite confidence and self-esteem. I wasted 6 months trying to get to know what kind of person he was and if he really was interested in me. Women too fear rejection, and it's not that easy to just walk up to someone and ask him, her out. We're human too. TL. Drive was not clear enough about my intentions to do unholy things to my crush. He didn't come prepared. Guys are dumb. For the people getting offended for my husband because I called him dumb, don't be. Edit. It was first time I am not editing that shit out, but it was a typo. I am not into fisting. Since you guys are having so much fun with the typos, I'm leaving them in. He made replies like, too bad nobody wants to date me, to comments like, you'd make a great boyfriend. I mean, low self-esteem sucks, but this is just next level oblivious. To be fair, the majority of women who have said anything similar to, you'd make a great boyfriend, to me were unavailable for some reason or another. It's something that women just seem to love to say to their platonic male friends, and taking it as an invitation is a recipe for awkwardness to ensue. If his response was, too bad no one wants to date me, you should have said, I do, if you wanted to. Be direct, damn it. As a person that's been that dense in my teens. It's not that we're dense as much as we so starved for attention from the preferred gender that every little kindness from that gender feels like a flirt. Then we go into overdrive on counteracting that by internalizing, I'm imagining thing. They are just being nice, funny, and don't make things weird. It's so bad that a girl told me she liked me and kissed me on the cheek, and I mentally denied she had any interest. That dense. I got better and now can recognize the chances I legitimately missed. But I also noticed that there were legitimate just being nice, funny moments that I thought was flirting. I just needed social skills to tell the difference, and I lacked it at the time. How many years ago exactly? Hopefully not more than 1 or 2. You'd make a great boyfriend, to myself and every man I have ever met that has meant, you'd make a great boyfriend. To someone that isn't me. I have to ask, even though you say you are married, does he know it? He might just be that dense. First year of university 2006, I had a USB digital TV box so that I could watch TV on my PC. One of my flatmates wanted to watch a horror movie that was on that night and asked if I wanted to watch it in my room with her. Yes, dear readers, you are correct, I watched the ever-loving shit out of that film. We are now married, even if it took almost another year to get the hint. In my defense, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is hardly and chill material. I was gonna say we men are thick as bricks and do not take hints at all. If you want something you have to just say so. And then you did just say so and he still didn't get it. That is next level dense, and yet you married him. It's nice to see, after all the times in my life a girl hinted at me and I didn't realize it till years later. Attempted fist time? You go straight in. Cold sweat smile. Today I fucked up by asking my 100% deaf-born girlfriend of 2 years if she'd ever played Bop It. Honestly, the story behind this isn't too exciting, but the accidental punchline had everybody, including my deaf girlfriend, laughing pretty damn hard. Edit. Title typo. It's Bop It. 2 words. One thing I love to do after a long day of work is sitting my butt down in front of my monitor, ripping a joint, and playing Xbox with some friends. Long story short, that's exactly what I did. I got super high, was playing games with my friends when Bop It got brought up in conversation. So, my high ass turns to my girlfriend on the couch next to me and signed, without speaking, "Did you ever play Bop It growing up?" My girlfriend so innocently just signs back, "What the fuck is that?" Edit. For those that don't know, Bop It is a speed and coordination toy from the mid-90s that requires hearing to play. Guys, it took me a good 20–30 seconds before I realized what I just asked my 100% deaf girlfriend of 2 years. The shame I felt. Anyway, I told the boys online. Everyone had a solid laugh including my hellova good sport girlfriend. Too long did not read. I got high while playing video games with friends when Bop It was brought up in convo. Asked my born deaf girlfriend of 2 years if she'd ever played it. Surprisingly enough, no, she had not, and I felt incredibly stupid. It would almost be like asking a blind friend if they ever played Simon. At least Simon has different tones for the different buttons. This is so wholesome. That's all. I don't have a Reddit award to give. Copy and paste? Really? Didn't even try to change things up to repost. If it's any consolation, back when COVID was hitting us hard, we were serving to go through a window, calling names to avoid as much contact as possible. This deaf guy came through. I still desperately want to learn sign language for times like this, and he was writing down his order for me and I wrote him, "What's your name?" You know, so I can call it. I didn't write that last part, but yeah. Totally asked a deaf guy for his name. Face with rolling eyes, face with rolling eyes, face with rolling eyes. Everyone had a good laugh at my expense for that one. I once excitedly said to the blind guy the first was talking to, "Look at that fox." So I feel you. I've read this story before. I hope she starts asking you randomly if you want to play Bop It, just to screw with you. I've been reading today. I fucked up long enough to know that if people are telling the truth on the internet, you're about the 5th person in the last 2 years alone to ask their born deaf, sometimes blind too, girlfriend about playing Bop It. Today I fucked up by eating a single piece of apricot. Some backstory is in order, so here goes. At 41 years of age, geezerdom has started its initial installation on me in the form of rather annoying acid reflux. Now from time to time, due to irritation of the throat from said reflux, I have an occasional, hard swallow. The best way I can describe it is something sometimes will just get hung up and require a large drink of water or something to give a little extra push down and get it moving. So, enter Sunday evening, I'm eating dinner with the wife and after taking a bite of some apricot dish she's made, boom, apricot is stuck. But we're talking really stuck. The medical term for what was happening is having a food bolus, as I found out later, but basically this sucker was so jammed up that drinking any amount of water I would immediately have to expel that water. Hell, even swallowing my own spit would eventually require me to expel saliva that was going nowhere. Full-on traffic jam in my throat. So me being stubborn and under the illusion that eventually this will slowly break loose over time, decide to wait it out. Long story short, after 18 hours not only was I in some pretty extreme discomfort, but my body was trying to vomit out this piece of apricot the traditional way. I cannot begin to put into words how painful it is to throw up, but not be able to because your stomach acid hits a roadblock that won't budge. Go to the After some medications they give me don't work. They let me know they're going to put me under for an endoscopy where they'll use the human drain snake tool to pick away at it. After this point it all gets foggy due to my multiple doses of Bill Cosby and Michael Jackson cocktails. But I have 2 very distinct memories through this drug fog of a very sweet nurse yelling at me to keep breathing, and sort of coaching me on how to keep breathing, and being moved on this bed at a rapid pace into a larger room and being confused as to why we were moving so fast. So instead of waking up 1 hour later, I now wake up about 9 hours later with my wife in the room. Don't remember calling her, and feeling like a hand grenade has gone off in my throat. Where the doctor tells me that in the last 10 years he's never seen a food bolus that bad. He said, and I'm quoting, "That damn thing was in there like a champagne cork." And that the procedure went totally sideways and I wound up being intubated and rushed to emergency surgery to have it dealt with. So that was my Monday. Too long did not read. F times K apricots. OMG, that is so scary. I'm glad you are doing okay. How do you feel? Did they make suggestions to prevent or help this in the future? I have this happen to me every once in a while, never to this extent, but sometimes it scares the hell out of me. Brah, I sometimes have the same issue when eating. Something gets stuck and I have to drink a glass of water to wash it down. Hopefully it won't end up like your apricot story. I have the same problem sometimes. Had a piece of Chinese spare rib stuck in my throat for 12 hours once. Stopped drinking soda and switched to seltzer and it greatly helped reduce the frequency of it happening. I recommend chewing your food more thoroughly. It lets you savor it more, you get more nutrients out of it possibly, it's easier to digest, and you have far less of a chance of choking or blocking up your esophagus. I find that if I just keep chewing up my food without ever consciously swallowing, I automatically swallow when the food is chewed up enough. I believe I've heard that most people in the Western world don't chew their food nearly well enough. That must be scary as fuck for you and your wife. What was she like when you woke up? How was the dish though? I have issues with swallowing and have narrowing in my esophagus. This is a nightmare of mine. Thank goodness you came out all right. Good luck eating.